Hey, my name is Moaz, and today we'll be looking at the Neca 1962 Godzilla from King Kong vs. Godzilla. And let me just get this out of the way, but I love this figure. So I have a bit of a hot take here. I actually like this figure better. I actually prefer Neca's 1962 Godzilla here over SH Monster Arts. And another hot take, I actually think this is the best Neca Godzilla figure of all time. This one slaps. Before I forget, it also came for box, which actually looks pretty nice. We got the poster, got this. Godzilla was one, yeah, blah blah blah. Description of the film. Same thing from the other side, and reveals a flap. Just the instructions. Comes with background and picture of Godzilla on the side. But nobody came here for the box. Oh, let's look at the figure. So we'll be taking a look at its accessory first. This heat ray, which actually is pretty detailed, if I do say so myself. And while while it is nice and detailed, well, this is Godzilla's first movie in color, so it should have been like maybe at least a slight blue. Overall, it's still pretty great atomic breath part. It's just it can get complicated if you own a Masu Goji figure and a Shodai Goji figure from Neca, because all three figures, including this one, has like very similar atomic breath pieces. Now let's shove it in his throat. And just boom, and it's done. You can make it look down like how he usually does his atomic breath in film, or you can actually make it like, so if you have like probably like a Neca Kong or anything like that, you can have like shoot at it directly. I've seen some copies that can't have it like, look up to like shoot it directly. I don't really have that problem. Although I think a problem that everyone does have, because of how like heavy this is, it always like, look, yeah, it can go like that. Now this figure is actually pretty detailed. I mean, I don't know if the camera can capture this. I'm trying to get it in focus, but like if you have this figure in person, you can count every scoop and bump on this figure. And the mouth is also detailed. In fact, again, the camera can't capture this, but there is actually like the bottom of the jaw, like where the teeth are, makes it look like it's got makes it look like that there's blood, almost as if Godzilla ate Kong. Speaking of blood, there's some like red paint mishaps on Godzilla's lower jaw, which makes it look like he just ate Kong again. But that's the least of my problems. However, here, this is a different mold compared to this. This is supposed to be the original, but I've seen some people like have problems with like, a lot of Neca Godzilla figures having like different hand molds, and I think I may have joined them. This is the first time that actually happened to me. And also, the spikes are no, not really. They're more flexible, like an average Neca figure. Although, as I said about this, it's it's actually quite sharp though. So yeah, if you have a problem like me with this, yeah, warning. Also, look at how goofy he looks. But it's supposed to be like that. Now, this may not be the most accurate King Goji figure the world has ever seen. That would probably go to SH Monster Arts. But if you're on a budget like me, go with this boy. I mean, for the price he is, it's like 25 bucks. It's great. It's like It's quite a deal for its time. However, you see, I actually this figure that I have right now actually was kind of expensive. I'm not gonna say like the full price, but it costed more than $50. Why? Because to those who've been living under a rock for like the past 4 years, Neca lost the license to make Godzilla figures, and as well as to sell them. So now these are all pretty rare. You can still find them on online shopping, but as far as I know, the prices can get either to like, if it's like official, the price can get from 140 to maybe to even 1,000 if it's like something rare like SOS Goji or like the not repainted Shodai Goji and Bio Goji. But you might be asking, if that's so, how did I buy this figure? I mean, I did say that I was on a budget. Well, if uh, if you're like me, you've probably seen discounts for this bad boy here on the website known as Shopee. So, if you wanna get like any NECA figure, like let's say it's for this one, get it cheap. I know that might sound quite impossible considering the amount of bootlegs there are and how rare these figures are, but believe me, there is a possibility. Like the Gypsy Danger I had, I only got it for like 50 ringgit. So yeah, it can actually get kind of cheap, which is a good thing. So yeah, this figure is actually uh, really detailed. And one thing that NECA did that SH Monster Arts couldn't was make the eyes less like actually accurate, and not like some bug-eyed looking creature. Uh, and by that I mean making the eyes look completely the opposite way. And now we've already discussed that this figure is detailed, but what about posability? You got the ball joint at the head, hinge joint at the mouth, every ball joint can swivel, ball joint at the neck, every ball joint can swivel, and the arms are on the ball joint, right? So, but they can barely spread, and it and you can do a full rotation, and the arm can bend, the wrist can bend, and so can the knuckles, which is unusual because you see, NECA figures, they either have a bend at the wrist or a ball joint at the wrist and a bend at the knuckles. Uh, but this figure has a hinge, as a bend for both, which is actually kind of weird, but okay. And also the ab crunch is quite limited. You can barely do you can barely do an arcing back and an ab crunch, but you can make like a swivel, but it's quite limited. Now the legs can rotate. It's not actually a ball joint. Some people actually think it is. You can hold on. Wait, let me try the other leg. Yeah, these things are actually really tight. So, I recommend heating it up before getting it out of the once you get out of the box, heat it up first. This is impossible, but yeah, the legs can bend, and also I'm pretty sure there's a ball joint at the foot and the tail. Perfection. You've got ball joint here, ball joint here, ball joint, and a ball joint. May not be that articulated, but for NECA of a Godzilla figure, and also possibly being one of the first, if not the first NECA Godzilla figure to have a ball jointed tail, this is actually kind of great. So overall, I give this figure a 9.8, 8 out of 10. The reason why is because there could have been like other stuff that could have been added, like a better app, crunch, or even a better swivel, or, and perhaps a more posable tail. And the other stuff that I mentioned, like like the this one here being quite different to this, also being quite sharp, and the legs cannot be able to bend. That's just my problem. For you, but for some buyers out there, it might be totally different. Overall, amazing figure, Neca. Just give a clap for Neca. Size comparison time. Here's Bandai Movie Monster Series Kiryu, Bandai Movie Monster Series Ultraman Zero, the Neca Gypsy Danger. All my Hammond collection is here, and all of my and the rest of my Neca Godzilla figure. In my opinion, this is the best Neca figure, or Neca Godzilla figure that Neca has ever released, and I honestly recommend it to anybody who collects Neca figures, collects Godzilla figures, or is on a tight budget like me and needs and can only collect Neca or Haya figures. This figure is amazing, especially for its price when Neca still had the license, and is the best King Goji figure of all time, in my opinion at least. Anyway, guys,